What is going on, everyone? Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the VR Link. This is our weekly Sunday VR show that gives you and us the chance to sit back and discuss what's been happening in virtual reality. Allow me now to introduce Salsa Ketchup from Salsa Ketchup VR.
Hello, people.
And Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming.
I'm sad.
He's sad. And Lincoln Clay from Lincoln Clay 670. He can't be with us this week because his PC had a bit of a wobbly and he's getting it fixed. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the amazing patrons of the channel and the members. And if you're looking for ways to support this channel, please check the links below. And while you're there, pop into the community Discord, as we have lots of positive VR enthusiasts and various channels in there to discuss movies, tech, music. And you can leave us questions from this show or things you want followed up or any new questions you want. Just put them in there and we'll try and adjust them as the show goes on. One thing else we've added to the Discord while I'm here, I was going to make a video on it, or I will do anyway, is we've added like titles to certain people, so Discord roles, so you can be a PSVR contender, you can be an Oculus Quest contender, or a PC VR contender. And what that does is if you want to arrange a game with someone, you can at PSVR contenders, and everyone in the Discord who chooses to be part of that membership will be notified that you want to play a game with someone. So that's pretty cool. Thanks to Rakan for helping us sort that out. So let's quickly go over what you guys have been playing this week and let us know in the chat what you've been playing too.
Who's going first?
Oh,
Me
mate.
or that?
Let's go with Nat, please.
Yeah, no worries. Well, finally, as I say, my rib has gone from being painful to being sore, so I've been able to jump back into some VR, thankfully. So tried No Man's Sky because we had the new visual upgrade patch, which I'm sure we'll be discussing a little bit later.
Yep.
Which is cool. We also had Blood and Truth get a brand new patch for which included the hard mode. I did a let's play of that, and the warning I put on the let's play was strong language. Now the funny thing is, there was strong language, but not at the point I thought it was going to be. I actually, during the hard mode, I just kind of figured I was going to die a lot and I was going to get frustrated and curse and swear and everything. I played pretty well in the game. However, I got to a mission to go to, pick the guns, and I couldn't actually continue on the mission. And I literally had a complete 10-minute meltdown. So if anyone wants to go and find my Blood and Truth video, and I think it's about 1 hour 22 into it, for the next 10 minutes I literally go on a very foul-mouthed, complete utter meltdown.
So just to talk about that, so it also, because this is something we added in the notes today, it had the aim controller update. What was that like? And also I heard that it isn't part of the campaign, it's just part of the challenges.
No, that's exactly what it is. Now, initially, I read it, and I was speaking to Lincoln about that as well, and he read it the same way, that it was going to be aim controller support for the entire game. So when I kicked it up, I literally didn't have my move controllers on. I had my aim controller on.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, you're not playing the game. And it was like, oh, I feel like an Ultramarine. Luckily, I hadn't started streaming at that point. But then I went back and reread it, and the aim controller support is for challenges that the game has, not actually playing the full game with the aim controller. So it was I felt a bit foolish because I didn't read the update clearly and misunderstood it. So it is what it is. But like I say, my issues are still there with the gameplay, but in terms of the quality of the game, in terms of the story, the visuals, I think are best in class for PlayStation VR, definitely. Voice acting and everything else like that. Pretty much everything else outside of gameplay is like 10 out of 10 gameplay, and we've discussed this in the past. I just think it's a little bit lacking in the gameplay department. But like I say, I still had fun. I still enjoyed the game, and I still think that everyone should jump in and play that as well. I also, on terms of VR, now I had a load of updates on my Oculus Quest, so I couldn't play as much on the Quest as I did. The only thing I did get to try was the Blastworld demo that has been released via SideQuest, which I have good things to say and bad things to say. To be honest, actually, the game I've been playing on the Oculus Quest is a game I'm not allowed to talk about or discuss in any way, shape, or form. Until the developer lets me, because I'm under embargo for it. So I have played on my Quest, but as I say, the game that I've been playing, unfortunately, I can't talk about until I am allowed to talk about it, which is fair enough. Developer, if they're going to give you a code for a game, you have to abide by their rules. And obviously, I've played some flat screen games. I played FIFA 20 because I do own EA Access on PS4. I didn't really get it. I don't like a lot of the new mechanics that they put in the later FIFA games, but like I say, it's not cost me a penny except the $3.99 monthly subscription to play 10 hours of it, and that's about it. Oh, and I played a little bit more of Call of Duty,
which is absolutely brilliant. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It finishes. I think it finishes at some time tonight or in the morning. The beta. Definitely check it out. It does feel back to the roots a little bit, and I think the way they've done the loadouts as well, where you pick up your kill streaks, they are the originals. It is like a UAV, a missile, and a helicopter, which I think was the original 3, the only 3 that you had in Call of Duty for Modern Warfare. Salsa, what have you been playing this week, dude?
I took a look back down memory lane with Batman Arkham Knight.
That's good. We can bring that up then while you're there.
Yep.
Well, let me,
big game store deal, yeah. Unbelievable.
I did get a bit of some gameplay there. There we go. This is from some guy's website. He basically ranked all the Batman games from the best to the worst. So yeah, Salsa, go ahead. You might tell him about the Epic Store thing as well, do you?
No, it wasn't the Epic Store version. It was just one that I had from Steam. But I take it then that Epic is doing a freebie, are they?
Epic are doing a freebie, dude. Right, let me just quickly read this. It was Batman Day. I think it was yesterday or the day before. All the Batman games on the Epic Store, if you have a PC, are free. Every single one. Of them. Yeah, because that includes the Lego ones, and that makes the number up, doesn't it?
They include the VR one as well, then?
No, it doesn't. So, but I mean, I loved all the Batman games, to be honest. The only one it doesn't include was Origins, I think, because that wasn't made by Rocksteady. So, and the other thing, just to chuck on that, is they've added Valve Index support to Batman Arkham VR. That's correct, South, wasn't it?
That's correct. That's one of the reasons I jumped back in as sort of like, they've added that on that. I played it originally on the PSVR, and I was sort of like, what is that like on a PC VR headset?
Yeah, I've wondered that.
Yeah. Basically, it's a hell of a lot sharper. And I can run it at 200% everything with none of the, the foveated rendering.
Right.
And it looks really, really, really good. And that's just an Oculus Rift CV1. If you go to one of the newer headsets, like the Rift S or the Valve Index, I can only imagine it looks even better. And it was 50% off on Steam sale at the moment, so I was sort of like, I may as well check it out.
Was it, what was I going to say? I was just going to say, was it a year exclusive on PSVR? Or did it come out a little bit later? I'm not sure of the date.
I don't think it was a year. That it was,
it wasn't exclusive though, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way: it launched on PlayStation VR, but I think it was always acknowledged that it was going to be coming to PC at some.
It was a launch title as well, wasn't it?
It was a launch title. I remember downloading it. So.
Yeah, man. I took 3 days off when the PSVR launched, and that was one of the ones, man. Like, and it's quite a short experience. Doesn't detract from it being amazing.
Unless you're going to go through and do all of the Joker's puzzles part.
Yeah.
A bit longer.
No, the guy with a question mark. Not Joker. What's his name?
Riddler.
The Riddler.
Riddler.
Riddler trophies.
So you can go back in and try and do all the Riddler trophies, which of course is a very thing of Rocksteady. I mean, the original Flat games had so many little of those side missions in it that it was just ridiculous. I think it was like 100 and something odd side missions in the flat screen game. There's less in the VR game. There's about 30 of them
Yeah.
to find the Riddler quests, I think.
Nice.
But it is a stunning environment to be in. And when you put on that cowl, first of all, and you look in the mirror and you've got Batman's face staring back at you and moving as you move, it's always a bit like, yeah, this is cool.
I'll just never forget, like, because I think Mrs. GT was at work and all the rest of it, and I was just, as I said, home for 3 days in virtual reality. And as we all know, virtual reality is quite intense, especially when you're new to it. That very end scene, when you're in that little room and you're turning around and it all keeps changing, and then Croc come up out of the cage. Oh man, I absolutely crap myself. That thing looked hideous in VR, like proper scary looking.
Have you ever done, like when you get to the Batcave and you've got like more models and you can examine the characters up close?
Yeah.
You load in the Joker or someone like the Joker in particular, and there's a look mode cartridge you can put in it, and they'll do a pose, and their eyes follow you, and you can get right up into the Joker's face, and see every sort of like pores of his skin, and everything in his eyes are just sort of like staring at you. It's just one of the freakiest things ever.
It's absolutely amazing.
Oh my god. But apart from that, I would love to see an expanded Batman VR experience though, because I mean, it's good, but it's very stationary. It's the detective part of it. It's the early VR experience. I would really, really love to see something that was more full on in terms of Batman and VR.
Well, the fact you can choose all them different vehicles and you unlock them with the Riddler trophies, and you can't use a single one of them.
You can't choose any of them. You can't get inside of them.
You can drive the Batmobile in Justice League VR experience.
I've never tried that, man. Is it bad? I've heard it's terrible.
It's awful.
Oh, right. There you go.
So, yeah.
And they charge money for it as well.
Just someone in the chat also put, I will go through the chat in a minute. It was Max PSVR, thank you, dude. That Batman Arkham Knight, I think it is, which is the newest Batman game, as far as I know, is free on PS Plus this month. So that's pretty cool, and that's what you do get to drive the Batmobile, and it turns into a tank, which some people didn't particularly like, because they really, instead of just making it, they tried to also make the vehicle into a game on its own, didn't they? And some people got really sick of it and stuff.
You have to use the tank game parts to get through them. You have to get past those parts.
Yeah.
So it's a game I've basically gone through and completed.
Same.
Apart from doing all the Riddler parts.
Well, it's out of the 3 games, it's the poorest one. It's not a good game. Based on the standard of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, which, I mean, Arkham City is just absolute genius. I mean, that just took what Arkham Asylum did and ramped it up. Everyone was asking for the Batmobile, but no one wanted the Batmobile the way they gave it to us.
I think, for me, like, when it comes to that, I loved all of them, but the one, and I actually did enjoy the last one, and I know some people didn't, but the one that always stands out to me is the first one. That's the one I don't forget. Like, out of all the non-VR games, the very first one is the one I just don't forget about. It was amazing. Like, really, really amazing. Sorry, Salsa. So, we done Batman. What else did you play this week, dude?
I thought I would take a look at Throw Anything, because that's coming to the PSVR. Don't think too much of it. You know, it's a bit of a throwaway game, really. I missed it releasing on PC. Just picked it up on Viveport. You're in a room, you can smash almost anything, grab almost anything, and throw it down against waves of zombies.
Yeah.
It's okay, but I think we've been there and done that a lot.
Right.
And I wasn't so impressed because that's one of the things that was at the Tokyo Game Show that I could get hold of and have a try on the PC side. So not so impressed with that. I think that that wouldn't be so great. Other than that, this week has been some No Man's Sky and a bit of Skyrim. I've kind of kept off stream this week and wanted to do some of the longer play stuff that, you can't always do on stream for huge amounts of time, whatever.
Yeah.
Just because I just couldn't do too much of it. The other thing that I did get to do this weekend was introduce an entire family to VR for the first time and via Moss. So you've got
On Quest?
no, on my main PC, so it had
Okay.
better visuals. And it was sort of like, mum, dad, little boy, and little girl. And their first time seeing VR and their reactions to it, which I always think is one of those magic things to see,
Yeah.
especially when people really, really like it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was it for me, really. I think I've been a lot more lacking on that because you've got obviously there's updates continually still going on with No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
The PSVR update, which we'll probably bring up. I know you played that
Well,
one.
we can do it now, man, while we're here, because we've all played that. I haven't got a video to go in No Man's Sky this week. I literally just run out of time, but I think everyone here has played it. What I can tell you my thoughts on it. I didn't really notice any difference, even though I really, really wanted to. Some people I spoke to said it was worse. Some people I spoke to said it was better. But personally, I was just like, no, this to me looks exactly the same one. I take it, did you play on PlayStation or PC? Because
No,
PC apparently is running brilliant now.
Yeah, I've been playing on PC. PC is running a hell of a lot better, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some things in the PC side where it can look a lot better and then occasionally it'll drop the frames again.
Right.
And there are other sides to it. So PC, as always, is a little bit more complicated than a straight yes, it's better or no, it isn't. Because everybody's setups is slightly different.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking, it's continuing to move forwards. It's always seeming to progress more. They keep on coming out with the patches, on patches, on patches, on patches. And obviously, at some point, hopefully, they'll wrap that up as well into a pro patch for the PlayStation side. But I presume they are really wanting to get the PC side and gameplay element a lot more down. They are making progress on the VR performance side on PC a lot, but you have to understand that obviously their biggest target is still not VR players per se, but
Yeah.
we are in the mix and they are steadily working through things. So hopefully for PSVR owners, the PS4 Pro will get some patch at some point and not just the baseline PSVR patch that we've got, which you've got people saying mixed results from, where they're either indeterminate or they're convinced there is good gains, or they're saying there's visual quality gains here, but some have said that they've also seen some stunts here and there.
Right. Okay. So let's jump to the chat before I go through the crazy week I had. We've got Stephen, Joystick Guru, Mrs. GC, how are you doing? We've got Sunny in VR, Boy Brown, Durban Brown. How's it going, guys? Memchem, TGK2. Nice. How you doing? Max PSVR, thank you for the information earlier. Fez69, Doghouse 3. Nice to see you, man. Sprucey Curly Fries, Gaming Legends. Who else went? Midlife, nice. I'd see you put a video up, dude. I thought you was live. I thought you live streaming. Who else we got? Our Grambo. Yeah, we mentioned the 6 Batman games on the Epic Store. Demon Ted, welcome. Tasnik Gaming, how you doing, dude? You alright? He's been doing a lot of tests this week. My YouTube feed keeps telling me Taz is testing. I've already said hello to Joystick. And DX Falcon, hello Daniel, how's it going? Thank you all for joining us. Anyone I've missed there, I do apologise. Kev Gret, who else have I missed? Have I missed anyone else? I think I've got everyone so far.
Realm has just popped in.
Nice, in the VR realm. So, what did I play this week? And thank you all for joining us. Thank you for hitting that like button. I really appreciate this week on week. I know we all do, that you're coming through and checking us out. It really means a lot to us. So, what did I do this week? I've done my review for VR Cover. Thank you to everyone who used the affiliate link for the rear head strap and whatever else you bought, because there was a thinner insert there. That was, I think that's I said game changer, and someone took the piss out of me saying game changer, but I think it is, because I'm never gonna change it. Like, literally, that is how I'm going to use my Oculus Quest from now on. So I think that's a fair comment. I've done a Megamix live stream of Oculus Quest, which involved Elven Assassin, a bit of Beat Saber, a couple of other things. I literally just played what anyone wanted me to play. Then we checked out the Firewall 0 Hour Dark Web update. Did you guys check that out at all?
No, I've lent my aim controller to someone at work, so I wouldn't be playing without the...
I would never do that. I would never lend that out. That's crazy. I've learnt my lesson, dude, right?
I lent them out the aim controller in about 15 games.
Oh, Phil. Oh, dude, that ain't right. Do you know what I mean? Unless they're family. I mean, is it good family?
Well, I've known them for a number of years. They work in my same office, basically. So they got...
You know where they live?
Yeah. I know where they live.
Yeah, you know where their parents live, and you can find that stuff out. I lent my... when Lord of the Rings first came out, I bought the deluxe editions of Lord of the Rings as they were coming out. So the Fellowship of the Ring was the first one. It came out like a green... I think the DVDs, the film went from 3 hours to basically 4 hours or something. Anyway,
yeah.
I hadn't even watched it, yeah? And my cousin said, can I borrow it? I went, yeah, go on in. Give it to her. I go around there one night and I'm sitting there and I was like, no, I'll do it. I said, can I have my Lord of the Rings back? She went, no, I've lent it to someone else. And I was like, Dad, you can't do that. You can't lend out someone else's stuff. So anyway, I was like, yeah. So I tried to keep it cool. She got it back. I popped around there again. I don't know why I was going to pick it up all the time. I got it home and I remember seeing some light sort of hit it, and her friend had used it as like a sideboard to write on. So she'd obviously got some paper and a pen, and she was writing her notes down on top of my Lord of the Rings case. And when I looked at it, man, there was like 1,000 incomprehensible words that had been like sort of indented into the case, and I hadn't even watched it. But my cousin's not got a great track record anyway, because once I bought winted lamb chops for a barbecue, and she cooked them all and gave them all to her friends. So anyway, moving on. Where are we now? Groundhog Day. Played that as well. I basically chopped up my game.
I wanted to play that, but didn't get to it this week. I want to play it, though.
Yeah.
I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah, I wasn't overly sold on it, to be honest. A couple of reasons was the character you are, and I know it's part of the story, but I don't know if virtual reality made this quite different. Because in virtual reality, you are that character, yeah?
Yeah.
He was a complete arsehole. I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand who I was. I couldn't stand the things he was saying to people. He was rude. He was just like, and some of the conversation options were just like, I didn't want to do that. Like, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want that to happen. But there was a point where after about an hour or so, I started really liking it. I was thinking, oh, okay, like we're starting to explore different ways of going and things like that. But on the whole, yeah, for me personally, I think as well the combination of teleportation to strict areas and some of the dialogue probably should have changed a little bit more than it did for certain situations. But on the whole, I mean, it must be quite a hard game to make like that. All those different timelines to keep changing and stuff. You know, it must be very difficult. And I'm pretty sure I only checked out 2 hours of a game that is apparently about 7 to 8 hours. So, but that was my initial impressions of the game. And there was what else was there? I mean, graphically and stuff, there was no issues with it. It was all great like that. Done the No Man's Sky update. Played Battle Wake on PlayStation VR, which is pretty cool. Thanks to everyone who joined me on that one. Had Servios join us on the stream as well and give away a game. That was pretty cool. And then checked out Hellsplit Arena VR. Was you there for that? Did you see that one, South, or did you?
No, I didn't see that one. I did see a bit of you Battle Wake. I should also mention that there is a international competition for Battle Wake that's going on. What is it? What is it? Athletic League VR League or something like that.
Right.
And obviously in combination with Servios, it's also with Live and Vive. So there's a $2,000 cash prize and a Vive Pro.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
The prizes on that.
Yeah.
I think that's happening next week. I think something like that.
Yeah, there is definitely some information. If you want to find the website and chuck it in the chat for us, if you got a minute at all, that'd be awesome. But there's definitely, or on their Twitter, there's definitely something going on with and there's a lot of money as well. I think they put up quite a bit of cash, haven't they? Is there cash involved? Cash prize?
That's dollars.
Sure, that's all right, isn't it? It's not too bad. It's worth playing a game for.
With today's money, that's near enough £2,000.
Nice. So let's get into what did everyone play? Did anyone write down what they played this week? I sort of shouted out names, but I didn't go through what anyone played. Evening, hello, good.
A lot of people were playing No Man's Sky, they said, and stuff like that. So
right. Okay, Nat's been playing FIFA, but got a copyright strike again.
I got 7. I got 7 on a 2-hour stream.
7. That's
wow,
not
it's
bad.
the music though, isn't it? It's got to be
It's
the music.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you would have still thought EA would have let YouTube know that, because Twitch didn't hit me at all. Normally Twitch will sort of like mute out all the audio if there's an audio thing. They didn't touch it at all. But on YouTube, literally the 7 songs in the 2-hour playthrough that I had, they copyright claimed. In fact, that video has been banned worldwide. It's got a worldwide block on it, so you can't even see it.
Yeah, I've had that happen to a video before.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're doing okay there, but I still think I've got you licked with about 30 in about 2.5 hours.
Beat Saber.
I assume that's Beat Saber.
Beat Saber custom songs, and a couple of worldwide bands in that as well. So that was a very good one. Let me see. I know I've got the link around here. I'm trying to find this link.
No worries. Teacher Guy says his Quest battery goes flat when he's not even using it. That's
It will do if you haven't actually gone to the power off section.
I just leave mine plugged in whenever I'm not using it. I just automatically link it back up ready. So.
Okay, there is a link to the international competition that I just put up there, which is basically the Virtual Athletics League. They've run some other stuff with Servios in the past, and it's sponsored by Live and Vive, so it's international basically. Because I mean, Servios has a lot of different arcade place locations as well, so you can actually play it at their locations as well.
Sweet, cool guys. Who have I got? So, Jimster. Yeah, who have we got? Have I missed some people who have joined? I know Decepticon jumped in earlier, but I can't see his name on the screen here. JD Max, how is it going? Thanks for joining, dude. Get to the chopper, which if you don't know, is Danish's new channel name. So, if you wondered where Danish Gaming went, he's now admitted he's not Danish, and he has decided to fully go to become Arnold Schwarzenegger's double person. Jimster71, how's it going? He played Blood and Truth, No Man's Sky, otherwise it was Rocket League and a Modern Warfare beta. I will be playing Modern Warfare after this. If anyone wants to add me on PSN, I will be jumping in there for a little while. Shat's done No Man's Sky and Borderlands 3. Pretty sweet. And a little Farpoint co-op. Dude, that is a great, great game. I absolutely love that. Nice, cool. Right, let's go into my notes. So, let's quickly talk about what is maybe or may not be happening with, let me find the video, Spire One.
Okay.
And this is all to do with, actually the first I heard of it was from Polish Paul. He does I think it's a weekly video once a week called The Drop. Anyone that's part of the community should check him out. He's quite cool if you want like he's like loads of PSVR updates and stuff. And he's heard, or someone's heard, and the rumour's growing that Spire 1 will be delayed for PlayStation VR. Have you guys heard or seen anything about this, or is this just like a community rumour that's going around?
I've only just heard it community-wise myself, but...
Right.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I know that the game is still on Steam as launching on the 24th of September.
Yeah.
It's not on the Oculus Store. I don't know about for the Rift. I know it's definitely not on there as a coming soon game for the Quest. And there's a couple of games there, which seems a little bit weird, especially since the game is due to launch in a couple of days. I mean, it's a weird day anyway in terms of Oculus that it launches on a Tuesday, because normally their stuff launches on a Thursday. But it wouldn't surprise me if it does launch on Tuesday. I mean, I still hope it comes. I did notice the drop as well, and I don't think there was any VR stuff for next week, because the drop is an American thing to let you know what's coming for the following week. I guess we'll know a little bit more either with the developers saying on Twitter or something. I think they've gone radio silent on everything. They haven't mentioned anything. But the UK European update for what's coming this week is due to, or will come out about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Right, okay.
Cases of they've gone radio silent a bit because they got their heads down trying to work out for it and finding maybe they've hit a brick wall. You never know. The talk in the community kind of thinks that their radio silence is, that they might go with another last minute delay, which would be a shame. But as I said before, it is better to release late than to release something that's hella buggy.
I talk to a lot of developers, and also personally I talk to a lot of developers as well. We message each other. Like, for example, I've got Aspire, one of the guys' phone numbers on my phone. He's not confirmed anything, but one of the things I'm noticing more and more now is frame rates. The developers are struggling to get PSVR's frame rates to what they are, because obviously these games, unless they're just for PlayStation VR, they're developed on PCs, and PC has kept going forward. It's, that hardware has been the same on PlayStation, and PCs are constantly progressing. So as they're out there, and because everyone wants to do the new thing, the next thing, the bigger thing, the faster thing, and then and PlayStation VR, and I think everyone should be happy to say it's a bloody good console, but it is an older console now, and we're already talking about the next generation. So, and I think that's there's some games that I know people are really looking forward to. And I spoke to the developers, and they're like, we just can't get the frame rate right at the moment. It's just optimization. They must just keep optimizing and optimizing. So, I mean, maybe I think it's about it, because when you see games like Blood and Truth and Astrobot and Resident Evil, the visuals are capable, but I don't know whether the gameplay mechanics, along with the visuals and stuff, are at a level now where that's why we need PS5. Basically, that's why we need PS5.
Yeah, for PSVR, that's certainly the case. Even on the PC, there is a lot more cases for optimization needed, because you can have absolute top-of-the-line PC and still run into issues with the current generation of VR games. I think optimization is becoming a much more bigger deal at the moment, unless there is a paradigm shift in our graphical units, basically in the CPU and graphics cards that we use. Unless there is an absolutely groundbreaking paradigm shift in those, I think for VR and development, optimization is going to be a very big key thing over the next couple of years, especially with something like the Oculus Quest, where it isn't as powerful, but it is selling numbers.
But I was just going to say, so this game is also on the Quest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must. The only thing I'm thinking is it's the Sony Q&A thing that must be maybe. I mean, that's what you sort of hear as well. That's getting thrown. So the game gets thrown back. They think it's done. They send it, and they go, unfortunately, we come across this bug.
Exactly. But that's also a part of optimization. That's why different things like that exist, why quality control like that exists. And as we kind of know from talking to developers, when you do the whole QA process for Sony, it's like you go through an iteration, and when it gets sent back to Sony, they don't just check to make sure that you've done what Sony threw back at you. It'll be a different person playing through, and they will look and see if there's something else that triggers them as well, and send that back as well if they find something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So I'm just going to jump to the chat here. Get to the chopper. He says, bacon forever. Just no more confusing people thinking I'm from bloody Denmark. Nice, okay. Demon Ted said he had a run on In Death earlier. That is an absolutely great game. Wolfie Smith, the Game Cub, he used to. I don't know what he's playing now. I think I keep seeing him play No Man's Sky a lot. But he was on In Death literally every day. Always trying to keep in that top 10. And it was quite nice to chill out to and watch. DX Falcon, as Miyamoto says, a delayed game can be good, a rush game is forever bad. And that's right. Absolutely. There's some games that I've played, and it's. Do you know? I'm gonna say I feel bad what I've done in the past in a way, but it's for the good of the channel. I've played a game that's even been on PlayStation, and it's bad. And I've said it's bad, obviously, because I don't want people to spend their money on something that I think is not playable. Or in my opinion, I'll say my opinion, same as you guys. And I've gone as far as to like send them what I think is wrong. Yeah, like what can you do to? And it might be 4 months down the line, and they'll say to me like, "Oh, can you recheck our game out again?" And I'm like, "I've got like 20 games that I need to get through. I've got such a catalogue that yeah, it's just really tough. I can't keep up." So sometimes, and like you're saying, the damage is kind of done a little bit. I mean, you know, but most of the games I'm saying about, and I'm saying with these guys, you always give games. I always think to myself, I appreciate a lot of the work that goes into this stuff, so I don't just slam a game for the sake of it. Because to be fair, I couldn't make a game. You know, it's hard to critique things like this. I just go by my experience, same as you guys in gaming, and stuff like that. But I always have the appreciation for the work that goes into them. So
highlight one from JD Max there.
No surprise.
Saying, you know, if waiting longer is supposed to be good, then Gollum better be freaking epic.
Yeah, Gollum's going to be like the headliner, man, at State of Play.
2 years worth of epic.
State of Play is going to be the Gollum show.
Well, we go into about that, aren't we? State of Play, but that was good. I like that one.
You are Shiny Robot. How's it going? Nice, guys. So, so unfortunately, and this isn't a quote, this isn't from anywhere in particular, this is the rumour going around, and people are actually starting to say it now, and sometimes there is no smoke without fire, that possibly a Spire One might be delayed on PlayStation VR. So, but if...
We'll find out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out on Tuesday. So, where have we got?
I think it's on Tuesday.
What's that? Yeah, crazy week. So next up, we have got what we got. Let's talk about Dash World, the new
Yeah.
kart racer. Anyone want to lead on this one quickly? Anyone know anything about it too much?
Well, I only know probably the same as you do that Dash World has basically come out of nowhere, and will be Quest and will be PSVR and is a little karting game as well. So obviously we've all tried touring carts to various degrees of liking or not liking.
Mhm.
That's another game which apparently on PSVR has been put back for quality reasons.
Right. Okay. So that's what I mean. It seems to be occurring a lot more than it
Yeah,
used to. So.
I've like you saying, there's different things you go back to devs with. I've gone back to the devs and said, "Hey, PC side, your hand tracking is not on basically where the things are located and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and try to put out a few things here." But Dash has shown up with a trailer, no release dates, and the trailer is the only thing, and it looks really good. It looks a lot closer to what I would have played in Mario Kart VR. It also looks like it's got, rise and fall and stuff like that, which touring cars doesn't have.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just like
then
it does seem very flat apart from the jumps.
yeah,
Yeah.
apart from the jumps, exactly. It looks like old school Mario Kart on a flat surface, but in VR. And I think part of that with touring cars is actually due to that it would also be releasing on a mobile platform as well.
Hmm.
Though with today's phones, I think they could do a little bit of the rise and fall and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is looking pretty sweet. It looks like it plays a little bit smoother. I think consideration is definitely looking like for the abrupt moments when you get smacked with something,
Frying pan.
a frying pan in the back of the head or whatever else it's going to be.
I particularly love the Iron Man glove towards the end. Like that. That was one thing I noticed straight away. And people who have put this trailer up, they are saying Mario Kart and stuff like that. I find it very hard to mention Mario Kart with a kart racer because, in a way, to me, Mario Kart's been with me for so long and it means a lot to me. Like, I've played all them games
Yeah.
through childhood with friends. And for me to go something about Mario Kart, with
Carter.
it's like, it's got to be quite.
It's because that's the standard that was kind of fixed out. Really, most people fixate on Mario Kart as the standard that is fixed out for cartoon karting games.
Yeah, yeah, and as you said, I think the tracks here and also the power ups, the fact it's like double dash, so you're getting the two boxes. I also see on the dash of the cars that you can hold two power ups at once, so that's pretty cool, because when you're doing some tactical play.
I think the whole thing with combining power ups in touring car, I thought it was a really great idea. How it's implemented, the progression in touring carts has to be fine tuned, I think, a little.
Right.
Because too fast at the beginning, and you don't see the progression through the carts there and stuff like that. This, we don't know what we're getting yet. I would love to give it a go again because I do like this fun pick it up arcade karty type of game genre. Who doesn't like a good karting game?
Dude, mate, I want this to smash it. I wanted VR carts to smash it. I want touring carts to smash it.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want a game where in VR, cross-platform. I mean, I don't know if this is cross-platform. I'm not sure. But you're saying it's on Quest,
It's going to be PSVR and Quest.
not Oculus Rift or anything like that. Not PC VR, no.
I haven't heard anything on the PC VR. I would assume that it would do. If you're going to go Quest and you're going to go with PSVR, I can't see why you wouldn't go to the PC as well, because the PC will have the power to run it. It would be easy to have it go that way if you've got it running on the others.
So yeah, they've mentioned. It does say Oculus in their hashtags. One thing they said: a new feature coming from the dev team, fully customizable karts and characters. So that's pretty cool. Good. Yeah. I'm trying to look for anything that just says Oculus Rift, and at the moment I can't. All I can see is Oculus Quest. So it does look like you're right. PlayStation VR and Oculus Quest.
I mean, for me, the only thing I'm kind of looking forward to, not particularly kart racing, is the game that got announced not last week, the week before, Deathlap by Osby Games. That looks pretty cool. So
yeah, dude, that looks pretty cool.
I just like a little bit more combat in my kart racing or car racing.
Nice.
It's one of those things. The story here is kind of like kart racers, touring cars, has come from what we all saw as a lead.
Yeah.
To being whacked round the back of the head with the frying pan in the world.
It's quality. What we got here? So, some comments quickly. JD, finally tried Redout. Horrible for Wipeout. I absolutely agree. I really wanted to like Redout. I didn't get on with Wipeout. I wanted to like Redout. Didn't get on with it. Absolutely love Wipeout.
I kind of half get on with it, but it's not Wipeout.
Okay. Fez says graphically it's a good fit for the Quest. DX Falcon says Crash Team Racing is the best early kart racer on the PlayStation 1. I think he's referring to.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Mod Nation Racers, someone's mentioned. They said that's what this reminds them of.
Okay.
I played that on PSP and PS3 and PS Vita. It's a really good game because obviously it came from. I was going to say Medium Molecule. It wasn't Medium Molecule. It was, but it had the same sort of create, play, share thing on PS3 that you could make your own tracks and everything like that, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, that was a fun cartoony racer. Never got a lot of love because, as Salsa's saying, Mario Kart became the gold standard. And if you're going to play a kart racer, if you're not doing something completely different from Mario Kart or improving beyond Mario Kart, people don't really care about it. VR is a little bit different because we know we're not going to get Mario Kart until somehow VR comes to Nintendo beyond the Labo system.
They let Bandai Namco release their arcade version on.
No, they're not going to do that.
They don't even mention Bandai Namco on this channel. Yeah, I don't want to get banned or anything. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks to Shats for the nice $10 donation there as well.
Oh, thank you ever so much, sir. And somebody mentioned getting together for Wipeout. As I said earlier, jump into Discord, become a PSVR contender. Just let me know if you want that role, and we will get some multiplayer games going. Who else have we got here? See you later, Midlife. Take care, dude. Jimster's gone. Who else we got? Hello, Christopher Hart. DJ, I don't know if I said hello to you earlier, but I did see your name. Boy Brown. How's it going? Right, so that is Dash spoken about. What have we got next on this massive list? Did we talk about Dreadhalls last week? And do we know? Does everyone know it's definitely coming this week?
I think we briefly touched on it.
South?
We did talk about Dreadhalls. Yeah.
Dreadhalls.
Now, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you for the helpful help.
That's right.
Yeah, we did talk quite extensively on that, I thought.
Did we?
But we did get to date.
Excellent. No, I think it should be coming out this week, I believe. So that's what we're hoping for. I haven't actually heard a concrete date, but I should be playing it very shortly. So what else have we got on the list?
See, you scream a lot.
Yeah, oh mate, that game is bloody scary. So this is something Nat wanted to talk about, which was, or whoever's tried it, is Blastworld.
Yeah, I think Salsa's tried to try it anyway.
I tried to try it.
Right.
PC though.
Now it's you can get the demo on SideQuest, but the actual game, when it finally does come, is actually going to be coming on standard Oculus Store. So I think we've all discussed here how important SideQuest has suddenly become or has become for the Oculus Quest, both in terms
About
of.
Steam as well.
But it's a bright, colourful game, and that's about the only good things I can say about it initially. At the moment, the only thing I can get to work is teleportation, even though they're saying it does have free movement. Teleportation for that sort of game does drive me up the wall, but yeah, there's meant to be standard, an analog stick controller, and there's, as Salsa is saying, there's meant to be a thing where you can kind of run like that.
No analog controller.
No, there is an analog controller.
They say no, they're not doing analog controller.
That's how I understood it. They basically said they don't want analog controller. They don't want it to control like a traditional FPS. They want to basically create everyone playing on the same playing field in virtual reality. So you can either teleport, but you don't blink. That was one of the things they said about you don't blink.
Kind of jump, yeah.
Or it's the movement. Yeah.
A thing, or however you want to do it, like that or like that, a crawl or a whatever shuffle.
Yeah, that's it. So you guys, so you can download this now on SideQuest if you've got an Oculus Quest for free. It's a demo. Personally, I was very underwhelmed. A bit like Nat. I think I like the idea of climbing, actually, the environments. I thought that was pretty cool. But I thought Rec Room done this and done it better. So, unfortunately for me, I was a bit like, I played it for about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And I was a bit underwhelmed. I couldn't get that fluid motion to work either. I looked everywhere for the option.
I don't think they've put any options in the demo at all.
Yeah.
To actually change anything around. I mean, it seems okay with it's like a Nerf gun type thing that you're given, or it's like a pistol, and then I picked up a rocket launcher. But again, with the demo, it was just kind of me just walking around the map. There's no other players, there's no bots, there's nothing like that. And for a shooter, if you're not playing against other people, and I did try to jump into a match, because there is a thing to jump into the match. There was, I think I waited about 15 minutes and nobody turned up, and in the end I was just like, well, this is boring. So a bit like you, GT, it's just like, I've got other things that I can spend my time on.
Yeah.
Beyond this, there's a game that me and GT have got. We're not allowed to talk about it, and to be honest, I had a lot more fun with that. Even though it's got issues, the game that we cannot talk about yet, I had a lot more fun and enjoyability with that. And to be honest, I'd rather give my time to that game rather than Blastworld.
And that's exactly how I felt. Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. I played it for a little while. I try and like stuff. I was just like, this reminds me of Rec Room, but Rec Room's so much better at the moment. So it's early days, obviously, because it's just a demo. So who knows where it's going to go and what's to come in the future. Sals, you got anything to add on this one?
No, I think you've basically said exactly what I was thinking from seeing the footage. I couldn't get the demo to work on the PC side. So, yeah.
I just want to say that Nat said about thumbsticks. In that video there, it said the word thumbstick.
Yeah. There's actually a bit in there, like the top bit says about teleportation.
Yeah.
When you're in the demo, there's a little card on your left-hand side, and the top bit says demo. The bottom left-hand corner says about movement with thumbsticks, with an analog stick, and then the bottom right is the running bit.
That's the developers talking about what exists now and what they want to avoid. So I was listening to the developers talk about it from this video earlier. See, they've got the motion stick bit where they're saying people using the thumbsticks can feel motion.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Want to do.
No,
so that's what it actually says about thumbsticks there. Not that they were going to provide smooth locomotion with the thumbsticks, but that's the one on that.
I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, because not everybody wants to go like that or to do teleport.
No, yeah, it's It's one of those things, isn't it, where you want to go take your app and go, you're trying. Like, you're trying. That's the main,
Yeah.
you're making the effort. I'm glad he put a bag on his head in this video where he's got a bag on his head. Because when I saw the video, the character art design, I thought, why does everyone look like someone with a bag on their head? I don't know. I don't know whether it's not like their faces are shaped like a steel robot. They actually look like someone with a bag on their head. Boy Brown also confirmed he could not find the option for any other movement, which is pretty cool. I'm glad it's not just us. He says he's looking forward to Dreadhalls. That's pretty cool. Yes, it is being re-released on Oculus Quest, hopefully either this week or next week. One of our channels will let you know when it happens. Boy Brown said, I've tried Blastworld, but the same as now, it's very underwhelming. Cool. Shats, I was hoping for a standalone PSVR version. Do you know what? I think it was HeroCade we were saying has got it. I think I picked that up pretty cheap, and I think it normally is quite cheap. I'm pretty sure it sits at a tenner. I didn't feel too ripped off about buying that personally.
It's fairly regularly on sale as well. I would say most.
And it was physical.
1 out of 2 sales. Yeah, I think Perp Games released it.
Yeah.
I think I've got a copy and the pack that you got behind sitting up on the desk there.
Yeah.
Perp Games sent us last year.
Yeah.
I think it's in there. But yeah, as I say, it's when there's a big VR sale, it's usually included in that. So as I say, if you do want it in PSVR, just wait till HeroCade comes down to like a $5 or whatever, and pick it up then. If you don't want to pay a tenner for it. I mean, I've always been a big proponent of pay the price that you want to pay for a game. If that means you have to wait, you'll wait. And the only drawback to that I've always felt is multiplayer games, because if you wait for a multiplayer game, that can die very, very quickly. Unfortunately, we've seen that with too many games anyway. And I think you said GT with Space Junkies. Yes, it's a great game, but they screwed up with the price from the out the gate. And to be honest, they've kind of been scrambling to recover, and they were never able to recover, which is why Ubisoft have obviously made the announcement that hey, the game you've got now is Space Junkies. That's it. You ain't going to get any more updates or anything. So at least the game's going to be, they're going to keep the servers running, which is
excellent.
Yeah, servers running. But it's still a really good game. It is still a really good game. I'm just going to say that and leave that at that.
Get to Chubba said, I've never seen HeroCade on sale myself, but I've got it for £9.49 for a scary game. That sounds good to me. Yeah, that's how I felt, dude. Plain and simple. It was far better. It's weird. It doesn't really do anything amazing, like the animations of the characters and all this stuff. It's not. There's just something about the atmosphere. In that game, it works very well. Is it procedurally generated as well? That game, I think it is.
No, it wasn't originally. It was a set thing. The enemies that come up were procedural, but the maps weren't.
Right. Okay. Oh, maybe that's where it's where I'm getting confused. Then. Right.
It's definitely on in the early part of the game, anyway.
So next up is Wands for the Oculus Quest as well. I haven't played this. I do intend to in the week as soon as possible. Has anyone else played this yet?
No.
No.
Damn.
It's obviously been another game I missed on the PC side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to usually pick up games more on the PC side than the PSVR. If they've got available to both, I usually pick up the PC side rather than the PSVR side.
Yeah. So this game is available on Oculus Quest, Rift, Vive, Go, Gear, Daydream, and it's by Cortopia Studios, which are the developers of the upcoming game Down the Rabbit Hole, which I played at Gamescom on the Oculus Quest, and that's pretty cool. There is a video of that up at the moment. I mean, I think this game looks really good, and I think it's got really high ratings on the Quest store.
Yeah, it does. As a gameplay mode, there is some deep builds as far as I'm aware with it, because you have to build your wand so you can construct the spells that you can cast and stuff like that in the wand.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different options for you to be able to mess around with to change the loadout of how you can then fight against other people.
Right.
That's what I know about it. Like I say, I haven't experienced it myself, but it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, we got someone in the chat that's actually brought the game. Says it's really fun.
Oh, Durban Brown, nice. You got what you say, lots of fub. That's what it's all about, man. We all need a bit of fub. No, you meant good fun.
It's a good price as well, so $14.99. So.
Next up, let's talk about.
Is it multi-platform? Because I mean, obviously that once was out for PC VR ages ago as well.
Do you mean online? Is it cross-platform online play?
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't know. I mean, hopefully, it won't be too much of an issue on the Quest because, as we know, it's quite a popular headset. It's a mobile headset. People should be quite online, and you can become a Quest contender in the Discord. I love dropping that in there. So, next up is a little hint at a trailer that is coming. I think the full release trailer is coming tomorrow of Pistol Whip. We was talking about. Does anyone know anything more about this at the moment?
No, just that a new trailer's dropping tomorrow, and I can't wait. I'm praying that not only do we get a trailer, but we also get a date because I really, really like the look of this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looks fantastic. This is one of the ones that was shown on Upload's E3 VR showcase, and it definitely caught my eye, dude. I was like, God, this looks good. This looks really good. So yeah, the full trailers, it says there, is going to come tomorrow, and we'll hope there is a release date and maybe even a price, which would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek and Kaylee, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Christopher Hart says, Pistol Whip looks like a bullet hell. Nice. Cool. Durban Brown says it's cross-buy and cross-play, he believes. And that's in regards to wands.
That's even better.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet, dude, sweet.
So you can play on your tethered headset, and then when you've got to go somewhere, take it onto the Quest. We like that.
Yeah, man. DX Focus Pistol Whip was one of the most hyped VR games of the year. Sweet as a blueberry muffin on a cold winter's day. What have we got next? Then we've got Borderlands 2 on PC VR received a release date. Can anyone remember off the top of their head what it is?
I believe it's October 22nd.
Let me just check my notes.
Yeah, it's around the same time as what do you call it, isn't it? So it's around the same time as EGX. I think.
Excellent. Yeah, that is correct. It is October 22nd. Cool stuff. You checking this out, Souse? I mean, I take it you are, obviously, because I mean you've got the PSVR version, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've kind of put off doing it more on the PSVR because I want to play the PC version just in terms of graphical highlight side of things. Because if it looks a lot better or smoother or plays nicer for me in that term. So I want to dual wield with some thumbstick action going on as well. Then I'll play more to the completion on the PC side than I would on the PlayStation, possibly. Just because generally I usually prefer my Oculus over the PSVR, but that's just a thing that I tend to do there. But yeah, I just wish, again, the one thing that is missing from all of the Borderlands VR is the multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the one thing that is missing from that, that I hope they at some point realise and go, okay, yeah, we'll do something to take, say, the slow down Banff type out of there in co-op or something, or work something else out with it, and let you do the multiplayer. That would be absolutely brilliant. And and I hope that at some point they go, here's Borderlands 3 VR without any of the time slowdown, and you can join the flat gamers in multiplayer. That would work for me.
That's the one reason I haven't actually completed Borderlands 2 VR to completion. Just for the simple reason, the drop in, drop out co-op option, which has just been so easy just to sort of say, you know what, guys, I'm going to be, because I love Borderlands. I'm a huge Borderlands nut, especially Borderlands 2. I do think that's the high point of the series. And, I'd have definitely been like, you know what, I might be tired, but I want to jump into some Borderlands for a couple of hours. So over time, I'd have definitely done it. But, I've played the Borderlands games single player before, but to be honest, playing Borderlands 2 VR, yes, it's great that it's in VR, but then it's just like, this is a really lonely experience, and that's not really what I want my Borderlands to be. So I've got a friend that plays Borderlands 3 with me quite a bit. So, it is remarkable how much of a difference that makes into the actual game. And as I say, I think that's the one mistake they made. It's amazing that Borderlands 2 is in VR. It looks really good as well, especially on the PS4 Pro. And I'm going to be jealous of Salsa because I'm sure it will definitely look a lot better on PC. But it's still, because of the cell shaded effect that they use, it works so well on PlayStation VR as well.
It does.
But yeah. Shame.
I did love the whole thing of standing in boxes and drinking through my vodka, which I did actually do. Did I do that around my birthday or around Christmas time or something like that? Around Christmas time and my birthday, during the winter, I was in boxes drinking some vodka. That's all I can say. It was a great way to do that.
We got DX asking us for a pint if we're going to EGX. So I don't drink, but thank you for the offer.
I'll be having, if you're buying, Daniel, I'll be having a JD, a Disaronno and Coke, which is called the Godfather. Someone asked earlier about Pistol Whip. So on Twitter they have wrote, getting close to Pistol Whip reveal, trailer, date, platforms, yada yada. 90% of this ride has been positive. And they're nervous as hell, but they're really looking forward to the reveal. So they haven't even said what platforms it's available on, but I do believe in the trailer you saw a Rift S, and you did see a Valve Index. I'm thinking back to the Upload VR. Does anyone remember? I know there's definitely a Rift. If I put that trailer on again, let's pay close attention. I'm pretty sure that you'll see a Rift S in this trailer. But I could have swore that back in the day it had a Valve Index. So that was I'm pretty sure that was a Valve Index first of all. That's definitely a Rift S on display. I'm looking for that shiny bit of plastic that the Valve Index has.
Yeah, no, that's the Rift S.
What, right at the beginning as well?
Yeah, all the way through this is a Rift S.
Well, it's definitely coming to Oculus then. So that's that sorted. We know one of them. Right. Next up, what else have I got on here? And it's not like, because there's a lack of stuff to talk about. Contagion was one that...
Well, I think we need to say that's a rumour now. Because I've seen,
Okay.
I sent you the link. There was a PC update this last week on Contagion VR,
Right.
And a website that I use quite regularly called Artlands VR. They're pretty reliable on the whole, but they put a little note saying that it was coming to PSVR by the end of September, which in reality only kind of gives you next week for the game to come. So, I mean, that kind of game has definitely gone radio silent again, and there was meant to be a demo for it on PlayStation VR, and nothing's coming. I mean, yeah, look, I like zombie killing. It's fun, even though it's there's a lot of games out there. If you make a good game, it's still a fun time to watch a zombie head explode. I think you said you played The Walking Dead at
I did, yeah,
Gamescom.
Gamescom, yeah.
You know, and again, that was a very bloody experience, as you said. The developers were kind of taken a little bit back by how bloodthirsty you were in dispatching the
Oh
the
man,
Departed.
they give you, and the best bit was there's like I can't think of the game now, but there's like an X-ray thing that happens as you make penetration into a zombie. You then see all their innards for like a brief second, and you can see like your sword going through the skull, through
That's
the
Sniper
brain.
Elite then.
Yeah,
That's
Sniper
Sniper
Elite.
Elite.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like that on everyone you sort of hurt. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And Contagion, I have played it. The last gameplay I did of it didn't go too well because I then found out while playing this game that my Oculus Touch controller, the grip button wasn't working. It just broke basically. So that was replaced kindly by by Huck. He sent me 2 brand new controllers, unbelievably. So yeah, Huck Z Overclock. So thank you ever so much for that, man. A bit of a story with that as well. He actually sent me an empty box first of all, by accident. So yeah, I said to him like, I can't believe it. I think I paid shipping costs or something to put something towards it because I couldn't believe he was doing it. And I got the box and I was like, there's nothing in it. That's a bit weird. It come all that way from like wherever he lives, Texas or wherever in America. So I think I phoned him up or we messaged and I was like, dude, like there's nothing in here. You're kidding. And basically he bought a brand new Rift, carried on using his existing controllers, I think, and then just got the box and shipped it. Didn't even check it. So yeah, that was quite funny. And then lo and behold, a little while later, they come back. So who have we got here?
There's happening with your mic there as well, GT.
Oh, is there?
Sorry.
Like what, man?
I think it's the mount on the side of your headset might be a little bit big. There we
It
go.
seems a little bit loose, yeah.
Or is it? I had the fan on. So
You've got. Oh, it sounds like a bit of a feedback thing. I don't know.
is it on now?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
feedback?
Yeah. Don't keep on going. Don't worry.
I can turn it. I mean, I can turn it off, dude. Hold on.
We're doing the turn it off and turn it back on method. This is a well-known method. It always works nearly 100% of the time.
If that doesn't work, just smash it on the table. Bang.
I was just gonna say the other thing you can do is just kick it.
There it is. Works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh,
go.
you're joking. We're back to normal. Excellent. Where was I? Down here. Someone was saying something. Henry asked if I've had a good day. I have, Henry, and I hope you have too. What else we got? Sorrento is getting slow-mo mode in co-op. Sounds pretty cool. Papa Chicken, how's it going? Hard to get.
That's version, isn't it?
What's that, man?
Oh, the Quest version of Silento is getting co-op as well.
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I need to do
I'm
a
still not
revisit on
buying
that.
it.
I need to do it. I need to do a revisit. I need to get on it. DX Falcon says he's a whiskey drinker. Excellent. We have notes to compare. I do try and get all different ones. The Donut 157. He said to me as well. He says it looks like an index at the beginning. Can someone? Not that I want you to leave, but can anyone just check to see if there is a Valve index in the original Pistol Whip trailer? Because if they haven't said what platforms it's coming to, I'm so sure that had multiple headsets in it. The only one I don't remember seeing was the PSVR. So, but I mean, that doesn't mean it's not coming, obviously. So,
I thought there was an article on Upload literally right after the reveal, and I'm sure it said, "Oh, these are the headsets that we're planning to bring it on."
yeah,
But obviously, planning to bring it on and bringing it on are two different things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Quest was in there. I'm sure Quest was there because I was just like, "Oh, I can't wait to play this game," and obviously, Quest is what I want to play it on.
Yeah. Someone asked, we need some VR Link T-shirts so we can wear them at EGX as Gaming Legends. Funny enough, my friend is actually talking to me about doing basically a clothing line for the channel because some people have asked for GT T-shirts. Thinking about doing hoodies as well. It will happen eventually. It's a bit crazy for me to believe that anyone wants that So I sort of went, yeah, whatever. But he's been, because he's a bit of a business person, he's been going through the chat and he's seen actually there is enough interest in over multiple videos that people do want some sort of GT clothing. And I am thinking about trying to get us VR Link t-shirts for the show, which I think would be pretty cool. Where are we now? Lost in translation. OC6 hype train passing. Please ignore. Choo-choo. Nice. And Mrs. GT wants a t-shirt. Spruce Curly Fries, how's it going? So, that's Contagion done. Let's talk about Wolfdog Interactive. They have a Kickstarter going, I believe, at the moment for their game, which I will find. They did send me some emails regarding the game. It's called Panther VR. So let me just quickly read these notes. Wolfdog Interactive, the studio behind Skyworld and VR Dungeon Night, have announced their upcoming VR title, Panther VR, which is a stealth action game and is now live on Kickstarter. Panther VR has a moderate goal of €15,000. Support the game now and get exclusive Kickstarter rewards, including a discount of the game, a guard with your name, and your own weapon skin. The game will have an alpha, a beta, with Kickstarter rewards, and is planned to be released on Steam Early Access first quarter of 2020. So, yeah, do you guys know much about this? I mean, I can dig out my emails. I've had some emails.
No, just what I read on the Kickstarter page. The Kickstarter page is up at the moment.
We got a link to that. Can you put that in the chat quickly? It's probably easy for you to do it, isn't it, where you are?
Just a moment, just getting it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick look at the Kickstarters. I had a look at the goals. It looks like it's only going for PC VR, so I kind of tuned out. Obviously, I looked at it straight away because it's like it's a stealth game, and as I said before, I love stealth games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as soon as it said PC VR, it's just like, okay, I'm tuning out now.
Yeah, exactly, man. If it's not what you own, then you know it's not going to be.
Shame. Maybe they'll come, but.
Something. Martin, thanks for that, Salsa. So that is the Kickstarter to Panther VR. If that takes your fancy, then check that out. If you click that link as well, then you'll learn a bit more about it, I'm sure.
Except at the moment if you wanted your early access for the game, your minimum spend is basically 18 quid. €20, $20, something like that. 18 quid, and that should give you the early access keys for the Steam VR version, the social pack reward, and a Discord role of agent and your name in the credits.
Superb. Friendly Game Cat, how you doing? Martin Requiem. The only Vive Cosmos HTC Vive Cosmos news I know is that the controllers run out of battery in 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure they use double AA per controller.
They
Sorry,
do
2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they rechargeable?
No, man, no.
Just enable batteries?
Yeah.
You could put double A rechargeables in there, which if you're going to get a Cosmos, I'm just going to say don't pre-order because we don't know about this. There's nothing really official coming out from Valve HTC about the Cosmos. They've gone radio silent on how long it lasts, but basically you're holding two torches, two brightly lit torches that vibrate and stuff like that in your hand.
Yeah.
Now, though obviously with something like like the Move controllers, we've only got one light in this. With the complicated pattern that's all across the Cosmos controllers, lighting that thing up in bright white all the time has got to be power consuming. It's got to be hella power consuming. And then you've got all the tactile feedback. And then you've got anything where I always end up with my right controller running out quicker because I'm right-handed, and that's where you're interacting more with the controls on the right. So 2 hours.
If that's true,
if it's true,
2 hours, if it's true, I mean, obviously that
We
isn't
don't
confirmed.
know.
But if it's true that literally your batteries are going to last 2 hours, that's it. It's done.
Yeah,
No one will buy it because it's just like, I'm not going to be replacing. I mean, that's not even a session.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. You would obviously, if you were to buy it and it's 2 hours, you definitely want to be going down the, not just the. I have like this for the Oculus Rift and stuff like that. Little charger, bam, 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 job done, easy. But I think you're going to need a much bigger one of these or a few of them to keep that going.
Yeah, because like the Oculus Touch controllers are one AA.
One day, and it lasts ages.
And these are two. These are two AA's per controller. That's four AA batteries per every 2 hours potentially. But that all stemmed from, I believe, either a tweet or a Facebook message from HTC, which could have been falsified easy enough, you know. And end of the day, it's not enough to put me off at all. As you said, I'm still sitting on the sidelines waiting for someone I know and trust and follow to go, this is what it's like, this is what happens. And that's the beauty of social media now. That as much as you can cause damage, just remember, guys, like, if you're on this channel or anyone else's channel, you're there. Hopefully you're there for a reason. You can either be there to troll, obviously, or you're there because you follow that guy and you think, yeah, he thinks the same as me and I understand what he's saying and I trust him. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for someone with a reputable...
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Just to clear this up, for people that don't understand with like these Rift controllers, though you can't see the lights on them, they are there. They are infrared lights. They don't use as much power.
I think if you turned it on, we'd see it now.
No, you won't.
Well, I've seen...
yeah. Can't see them on there.
I wonder if that's with the chroma key on then. Because when I put the chroma key on, then I can see all the ones on my Rift.
Yeah, but no, it's literally... you can't normally see my ones. It's also, I think, to do with how I've got my room lit up.
Yeah, I'd love to do that now.
It's a case of that doesn't take up as much power. Those type of IR lights do not take up as much power, whereas a straight up normal light source, which is what the new HTC Cosmos will use, it's not an IR light source, a full-on normal light like a torch, because the cameras in the Cosmos are not AR cameras, they are normal video cameras. So they are normal full RGB video cameras, which as a good side means that the pass-through image you'd see in the headset will be full color stereoscopic, as opposed to the odd black and white that we see in the Rift S or the Quest.
Did you guys want to talk about Dreams? Someone mentioned Dreams earlier.
Yeah, I'll talk about Dreams briefly because
Go for it.
Shuei Yoshida's actually done quite a few interviews the past week, and one of the interviews that he gave was about Dreams and saying that Sony have a 10-year plan for Dreams. That this is going to be an ever-evolving franchise. You know, that it will grow kind of like Minecraft. I know they're completely different games, but Minecraft is growing bigger and wider as it goes. The concern I kind of had with that, and it's not really a concern, is that obviously the VR side of it, for the early access, we've got no news, just that we would like VR on it. And then they kind of said, well, we're going to have VR day one, but it's only going to be for, creation tools. I've got a real big feeling now the VR side for Dreams ain't coming. Not for PS4 version. I think they're going to wait for the power of the PS5. Because obviously we already know PS5 backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. It's going to be backwards compatible with the PlayStation VR headset. I think we're pretty much all in agreement here. There is no chance that Sony are going to launch a second PlayStation VR headset or replacement PlayStation VR headset at the same time they launch PlayStation 5. It would be insane because you're just asking people to pay too much money in one lump sum at that particular time. I just think I think you're going to find out that Media Molecule are going to keep quiet about it, and then suddenly it's going to be your PS4 version of Dreams will work on PS5. You're going to get all these extra benefits, and by the way, that is going to be the time that you're going to be able to play the VR. I've got a feeling the VR side will not be coming to PS4.
Okay.
I really do now. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that will be a big unfortunate.
I just want to say we got a comment. Yeah, so just read this comment. So, not that I want to say his name in a way. Fartist123 said the day I got VR was the day that Carmack was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Now that is awesome because that bloody podcast was absolutely fantastic. Like, if there was, if you ever had any idea or any interest in virtual reality, that would have sold it. Like, he blew my mind, dude. Like, and I know, like, some people are Oculus haters or whatever else. I believe they play a massively important role in virtual reality. Massive. You know what I mean? And, just knowing that he's there behind the helm and just listening to his past about stuff as well. Like, that show would have sold Oculus Quests. I'm sure of it. It would have. It was... Because if people don't know about pass-through and they don't know about wireless VR and they... You know what I mean? Like... It's going to blow their minds. They're going to be like, what the hell? Like, is that possible?
Well, it's something actually that came up in the Discord as one of the questions.
Okay. Should we close off on Dreams quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that his comment was like fantastic. Dreams. I actually am kind of starting to agree with that. I know a guy on Media Molecule's team. I speak to him all the time. He probably will be at EGX as well because they do go there all the time. Because he might be a bit local to him. I'm not sure. But he will avoid me. Whenever I say what's going VR, he will go, oh, there's my lunch. And he'll walk off sort of smiling. But we just can't go there. There's just no news. We're not allowed. He's not allowed to talk about it. And maybe that's right. Because the one thing I thought was going to happen was they were going to basically say, like, you can't create in VR. You might be able to play the game in virtual reality. I don't know, but I seem to remember when they first
it was reversed. They turned around and said they're not going to have content in the standard game in VR. You're only going to be able to do creations in VR. So people are going to be... Like, we all know Seraphim 190. The stuff that he does on that is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
I know he wants to create in VR, big time. They Media Molecule already said that VR, when Dreams comes out, there's not going to be any VR stuff that they've done. Right. It's all going to be creation tools. So, but to be honest, all you got to do is look at what the community have done already. It's insane. I mean, Yoshida's right. Shuhei Yoshida's right, saying this has got a 10-year plan. For Dreams, and it will evolve, it will grow, and the VR stuff will come. I have no doubt of that. I just don't think it's going to come for PS5, but it would not. PS4, but it would not surprise me. And I think we've discussed this at length already. We think that Sony, day one when PS5 launches, there will be a ton of PS4 patches for the PS5 that will improve a lot of PSVR games because you're just going to have so much more power in the PS5. Whether that's going to be GT Sport, and I'm sure JD Max will be having his tongue out, licking his lips, playing that's going to be having more VR content for GT Sport, or as Salsa's hypothesized that we might even get GT7 as a launch day title. It wouldn't surprise me. In fact, I think Insomniac might bring something, because again, one of the things that Shuhei Yoshida did confirm is that all IPs that Insomniac own And from what I understand, they own everything. They have since like Sunset Overdrive and all their VR games, even though they're published by Oculus.
Yeah.
The IPs are actually owned by Insomniac. They're all owned by Sony now. So in reality, Oculus have Sony games on it.
Yeah.
So you could find that Stormland 2 won't come to Oculus, but it will come to PlayStation VR 2.
Wow. Well, okay. It will be interesting to see on that one. I want to come back to a question just because we had a bit of a thing there. Given it's now been like 4 months, pretty much to the day, since the Oculus Quest launched, do we still think that all-in-one headsets are the future? And further to that, do we consider the Quest to be a success?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
Yes
as.
and yes.
Yes. Basically, to put a nail in it, obviously the OS6 is happening this week.
Yeah.
And I expect to see Quest, blah blah blah, 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 Quest.
Really?
And I see title, Quest, title, Quest. I expect the big focus to be on what is coming to Quest, how they're going to build the platform more from there, and I do expect that to be the bigger push, because as a push for a headset, the Quest it's been outselling Switch, at different points. The Quest has outsold the Nintendo Switch, which is like...
Yeah, that's insane. To say it like that is like, really? Like, is that...
Yeah. It is honestly a really moment.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And I do see that as a big thing, because it's just got the ease of use of console for VR, without the wires, without this, without anything else. The cost is at that balance point. The content is early days. There's still some disappointment for some, and as Nat has rightly said, a lot of things on the side quest and other stuff like that at the moment, but there's still a load of stuff on there, even without side quests and itch.io. It's all there, and I fully expect OC6 to have a hell of a lot more of announcements for Quest. I do expect it to be really quite Quest focused.
So I've heard... Go on. After you.
I was just going to say, the only bit of hardware that's been rumoured to be shown at OC6 isn't any more VR headsets, is AR glasses, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard.
But that, literally, you've only got... And obviously, I think a lot of people forget that this, even though it's in the name, this is an Oculus event for developers. It's not for the general public. Obviously, the general public do pay attention because there's things to be announced and shown off that are of interest to the general public, but it's more to developers. So I think there's going to be a few things you're going to find out about the Quest, a load of the updates. Personally, I'm expecting to see a streaming service added into the Oculus Quest headset natively, so you can stream to YouTube, you can stream to Twitch, because as far as I'm concerned, that is insane that they haven't done that. I understand it's a little bit hard to show off VR, but it's worked wonders for PlayStation VR. It's so simple to do. How many videos have we seen of No Man's Sky? How many people in our chat have streamed No Man's Sky on their own YouTube channels? Just because they love to stream and they want to show off what they're doing. I think Sony deserve all the credit in the world to make that so simple. It does seem crazy. I mean, we've all gone to, me and GT and Salsa. The setup we got to show off the Quest is insane. You've got to cast it to a Chromecast. It has to be the Chromecast Ultra. because it's the only one that does it. You've then got to run it through an Elgato. You've got to strip out the HDCP. I mean, it literally. I've had people ask me, how do I stream? And it's just like, it's a task.
Yeah.
Whereas on the PlayStation VR,
Yeah.
on the PlayStation VR, you hit a button, choose Twitch, choose YouTube, and away you go. Nice and simple. So I do expect that. So I think we're going to get a ton of firmware issues or reveals. Obviously, they've got to announce when this Go app emulation's coming as well, because that was promised by the end of the year by John Carmack. And also, I want to point out to with GT that during that Joe Rogan and John Carmack, the passion that a genius, and let's call him because he is a genius, John Carmack.
Yeah, man.
The passion that John Carmack has for virtual reality, that he sees that as the future, I think just bodes so well for thing. But the other thing I'm expecting is loads, like Sals was saying, loads of this is coming to Oculus Quest. This is coming to Oculus Quest. I would not be shocked if the Respawn title, the AAA shooter, and we know it's a AAA shooter because they've said it's a AAA shooter, I would not be shocked if they turn around and say, oh, by the way, we're going to be bringing this to Quest as well.
People go mental.
Yes, exactly. So I think we're going to be shocked.
Like to see is a more sociable home structure, because I haven't used it. Have you? Did you have a Go net as well or not?
No, I didn't get a Go.
Ah, okay.
On what?
The Oculus Go.
Oh no, sorry, no. I was like, what's he talking about? Everyone, no, I didn't, man. Sorry.
Because that is supposed to have a more sociable homes space. Right. So like how you can jump into somebody else's home on the Oculus.
Yeah.
They had a more sociable home thing that's a bit more like what you call it?
Are you on about PlayStation Home or whatever it was?
PlayStation Home.
I would love that.
That's
like that's cool.
The big room thingy. What you call it? I'm on form today, man.
Mate, it's all good. I'm just gonna order a coffee so you can.
Big screen. You know how like when you jump into big screen, you've got different people around there. Something like that, but as a home space, and something where you can go, oh, they're online, my friend is online, I'm joining the same space as them. What do we want to play today? Here's all the games that everybody owns. Here's your different friends that are around you. Hey guys, who wants to play a game of this? Just like you would go to a Discord or whatever.
Yeah.
Say, hey, who wants to play this? Instead of doing that, you load up into that social space of the homes and go, which of my friends are online? They're all online. They've all got that game. Hey, do you want to jump into home? How you guys want to play some of this? Because I see we've all got it. So
or a room per game. Like you go into a room full of people waiting to play a game or something. Do you know? That's what I mean. But like Nat was saying, going back, John Carmack makes me believe you're in good hands. Like he is super. The guy's just super, and like if you haven't seen that podcast with Joe Rogan, just type in Joe Rogan and John Carmack and you'll find it on there, and it is very good. I loved it. Absolutely loved listening to that.
I also do want to say about OC6, because obviously we've got a lot of people that got Oculus Quest now and everything, that Oculus did make confirmation that they will be having the keynote speeches in Oculus venues. You'll be able to watch them in VR.
Yeah, that sounds cool, doesn't it?
So that would be really cool. So,
yeah.
We just have the other side going on fartist. We're going to say that.
That's what I mean. Like, it's one of those names, isn't it? It's one of the...
Without going... I said that, having one of those great moments where you go, He just said that.
Wasn't it Homer Simpson? He was like, he couldn't even say titmouse without laughing.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. Anyhow, it goes back to the whole thing of Facebook do own Oculus, but there's always been a complete thing that Oculus is Oculus. It's about the VR.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about the other platforms, but you have to remember that even if you're talking about what is it? What else does Facebook own? Snapchat they bought up.
Well, I know.
I think
No,
on
but,
Instagram and stuff.
I see.
Instagram.
Are you
All
on
these.
about that comment? Isn't it odd that Facebook isn't plastered over Oculus? But that symbol I've got up there says Oculus Connect 6 from Facebook. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like Oculus and then Facebook. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the money is there from Facebook. So
But the product is known as Oculus.
yeah,
That
yeah.
thing. That's what it is. That's the product brand for that. And obviously Facebook has its own negatives as well to it in the modern world. So they just want to keep on message of where things are, I would say.
What we got here? So I'm just going to go through the chat again. Stormland looks like Destiny. I think Stormland looks amazing. I can't
So want
I can't
Stormland.
wait to get on there. Martin Requiem says, I think AR is the future. Is that an unpopular opinion? Augmented reality, the only time I've tried augmented reality was on the 3DS. Nintendo 3DS. They had AR QR reader, which turned into AR. So it'd be like you put a QR thing down and then you'd have a volcano appear on your table and all these things flying around your front room and you could only see them using the 3DS. And that used to blow people's minds. So I can't imagine what it must be like to actually have your whole vision.
That's the problem. The whole vision isn't there yet. It's a very, very narrow band of vision on pretty much all of the AR glasses, including Magic Leap and all of these, and they are hugely expensive.
But it's also the type of games, like virtual reality. Talking about AR, that builds a world, but only what you're seeing in there. Virtual reality builds a world beyond you.
I think they're both amazing.
Yeah. I mean, they both offer things, but as Sals has pointed out, AR is very expensive at the moment. It's very limited in what it can do. So if you wanted to do like we talked about playing Skyward Kingdom, bro. I still haven't had the chance to jump into that. That to me would be a perfect AR game that you'd put on your glasses and it would build that world in front of you.
Yeah.
But something like
So I think Superhot would be fantastic in AR.
yeah, I think that would work. But something like Blood and Truth would never work in AR.
No.
Because it has to build the world around you. Journey of the Gods, it has to build the world
The
around you.
locations change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think what AR's main space is productivity. I think AR belongs more to the world of productivity and everything else like that than VR does. VR is pure escapism. If you want to escape the world,
It is, yeah.
then VR is a much better place to go from. If you still need to be in the real world doing other things, AR can be the better option in those terms. But it's a very hard sell to say. But I think they're very different places to come from. VR is definitely the escapist route.
DX Falcon says, you and I have very different expectations for OC6. I suspect the big focus is going to be on Respawn's Rift game. He expects that's going to be the main focus of the whole thing. But it might be. You don't know.
Well, that's a bit like, obviously we're going to be talking about State of Play. Last of Us Part 2 is going to be the big takeaway from State of Play because, God, I cannot wait. I'm like a lapdog. I'm already going to speak to the guys at work because I'm actually on a late at work. I need to speak to them and sort of say, guys, I need to come in early and go home early, please, because I want to watch State of Play. I ain't going to tell them why I'm doing it. I'm just going to say I need to go home. But yeah, as I say, will the Respawn... I think the Respawn game will be front and center. I think for a game, yes, that's going to be front and center. But it's a bit like what I was saying. Well, Last of Us Part 2 is going to be front and center for State of Play. There is going to be a ton of other stuff that's going to be revealed, and it's going to be the same with OC6. The Respawn thing, and to be honest, if I was Oculus, I would leave that till the end. I would get people, you know it's coming, and I would get them. I wouldn't put that front and center. I would put that right at the end. So people's got to go through the thing. I'm waiting for the respawn. Just give me the goddamn respawn. But they're also going to show all this really cool gaming stuff because that's what they've got. That's really Oculus. All they can give us is updates for firmware and brand new games that are really exciting us. And obviously, we got the rumor of the Ubisoft titles.
Yeah, this is going to be obviously like you said, OC6 is essentially it's more for developers, community people, things like that. So there's a lot of other stuff going on. The big keynote is where they deliver, and this is what we're bringing because a lot more of the public watch the key type speech part, and that's where they do their announcements of this is coming to, this is coming to, this is coming to. Then there's the bits that might be around hardware. There'll be that future roads. You look at, they will deliver something along the, here is the future roadmap of where we see Oculus moving along in the next year. And then you may have that expanded roadmap that they also sometimes do where they try to predict where the next sort of like 5 years down the line could take them.
Well, they have that guy, don't they? I can't think what his name is. He's been on every Oculus Connect, and he has a keynote, and he talks about the future of VR, and I'm sure John Carmack's got his keynote as well, and they talk about that over the 2 days.
Those speeches, those particular keynotes are all done one after the other pretty much in terms of when they're broadcast, because those are the bits that the general public are interested in. So when you get the general public's attention, you keep that and you say, here we go, ba 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 ba. But you got to remember, this goes over a number of days. Oh my good God. Robin.
Jesus Christ.
Dude. Damn, 200.
Oh my. Oh, goodness me.
Wow. Thank you.
Robin, that is amazingly crazy. Thank you ever so much.
I actually have a question about the
Will that ever
Respawn
go?
game that I post. I know, crazy, isn't it? But it's a question for the Respawn game, because obviously I think everyone is waiting to see what it is, what it's going to be.
Yeah.
When they announce the Respawn AAA shooter, give it its title, when does it come? Does it come that day? Do they literally stealth release it, a la Apex Legends? Do they release it before 2019, or is it a 2020 release? What would your opinion be? I think it will be a 2019 release. I think it'll be out before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think that the other question I have is, do we think that
I can't even focus at the moment. I'll be back in a minute. Right. I was just like, what?
We'll continue. Basically,
oh my goodness.
I'm also wondering if Valve is going to take the time again to kind of upset the proceedings and say, hey, you've said you're releasing this, and go, hey, by the way, here's Half-Life 3.
Yeah. That'd be
I don't think they will do Half-Life 3 in VR. I think if they do the VR, it's either going to be a VR remake of Half-Life 1, an official one, or Half-Life 2. Most probably Half-Life 2.
Well, I just
crazy.
think they actually try and interrupt, interrupt and take a little bit away from OC6's Steam and Stamina just by doing a hijack of the news again, like they did with the Rift S and stuff like that, and just say,
Yeah, they could do that, but then to be honest, if they announced a Half-Life Collection VR game that included everything that was in the Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2, but all of it in VR, because I don't think Valve can count to 3, unfortunately. They could get up to Team Fortress 2, but they can't get to Team Fortress 3. They can get to Half-Life 2, but they can't get to Half-Life 3. They can get to Left 4 Dead 2, but they can't get to Left 4 Dead 3. Yeah, Valve are just incapable of counting to 3. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we know that Valve say they've got, 3 AAA games that they've been working on. Initially, it was meant to be working on especially for HTC Vive, but obviously they would have switched that to the Index, because it's their system.
Don't you think that would have been better though? Because I think Boneworks was the main thing that I remember everyone going crazy for the Knuckles for originally. Yeah. That's not out yet. Why didn't they just have imagine if they'd have dropped Half-Life 3 with the Index. Imagine if they'd have dropped Half-Life 2, a proper in-house VR version of that game with the Index. That would have changed the game, because people would have gone crazy for that. They would have gone absolutely mental.
But it's not what Valve do. Valve release a game when they want to release a game. If they want to release it at the same time, they feel that the Index will stand by itself. They felt they didn't need a game, or instead of launched it with one of the 3 AAA games that they've been working on. Yeah. They will release a game when they're damn well good and ready. And to be honest, they've got so much money that they're sitting on. Everybody talks about the money Epic Games are sitting on. Valve, through Steam, is just sitting on wads of money. They haven't been bothering to make any games for years now. I was saying they can't count to 3. I forgot about Portal. Yeah, they got to Portal 1 and 2, but again, they didn't get to Portal 3.
They were number 3.
I want Portal 3. Give me Portal 3 in VR. Give me Portal 2 in VR. Give me Portal 1 in VR. Yeah. I don't care.
What was that other one we had that was like everyone was saying it was Portal Chroma Gun, but it wasn't Portal. No. Not at all.
It was good though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was alright. It was alright. And UK says Carmack is a god. Absolutely. PS4 out parole. That is Brian. How you doing, man? Thank you for joining. If you're looking for PSVR news, hopefully you've already subscribed to that channel. He is like the home of PSVR pretty much a lot of the time. Christopher Hart, AI is a very small scale games compared to VR. Okay. Sprucey Curly Fries, I'll be playing Modern Warfare after this. Hopefully my eyelids won't fall down too low and I can keep them up. I want to play some Modern Warfare. As I said, Robin Schuler, thank you ever so much for that donation. It's pretty much blown my mind. Where are we now? That is just crazy, and it's not moving. It doesn't look like it's moving to me.
I think realistically, if we had the time and the material, we could probably be here for many more hours. But I don't want you to play.
We want to talk. We want to talk about state of play.
Yeah.
Hello, Joshua. How you doing? Thank you for joining. Lost in translation. Anyone I've missed who has joined. It's been a lot of chat. Captain Chrissy, how's it going, dude? You alright? Excellent stuff. Mr. GT also can't believe what just happened. So, yeah, you're thinking there's going to be a high level lot of Quest at OC6. I think there isn't going to be a lot of Quest. I think there's going to be a couple of big things. I think there's going to be a couple of big things for PCVR, but I think there's going to be a lot of AR stuff for some reason. Like the way I've been hearing the tech talk, I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. Just to get my mind back on the ball, I do apologise. I was completely thrown out by that. So, state of play. Let me get my image up because for some reason it doesn't like doing that. DJ said, where can I... That is because I just stretched that bloody image, but luckily I only covered over Lincoln. Is anyone doing like a... I know you will be, Nat. I'll be doing it as well, basically. You can watch State of Play. What time is it in our country, Nat?
9 p.m. UK.
Yeah.
9 p.m. That should be good. I should be able to do it. And we can watch. You can do it with Nat on 70 Degrees Gaming. What are you doing? Anything for this house?
No,
A
I
watch
won't
along.
be. I won't be doing watch alongs. I haven't done a watch along. Simply speaking, I have an early bedtime because I've got a big pressure work week on this week, and it has been the last few weeks. So as soon as I get in from work, my brain time seems to melt at the moment, which is why there hasn't been like streams this week, is because my brain has literally imploded. So I've sort of like gone, right, okay, need to just chill out, take it easy, take a step back, and be able to do the work that we all need to do to be able to pay for the games or the VR games that we do get and stuff like that, basically. So
yeah. So Nat will be doing a watch along. I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying. I'll be doing a watch along. So yeah, just that's what we do. Do you know what I mean? We'll pop in, grab ourselves a drink. I think. Let me just get my little bit of notes about this. They have said State of Play this Tuesday. We are preparing a pretty hefty show, weighing in at around 20 minutes and sporting a fresh new look. And we'll have some great news to share with you, including new game reveals, new content from PlayStation Worldwide Studios, and a host of other updates. It should be fun. And it probably doesn't, they probably don't need to say this, but they won't be talking about anything next gen as yet. So anyone hoping there's going to be some PS5 stuff or anything like that, and I'm sure you don't. I can't imagine anyone thinking that. I don't think that.
I don't at all. But it's also a case that they haven't had the presence that they have had over the recent years in a lot of shows. They didn't show up to E3. They didn't show up to a number of different things. But the big one is Insomniac Games, I guess.
Yeah, do you think they're going to drop something already?
No. Too early.
I don't know. Did maybe Insomniac had something in the back burner that we don't know about?
Maybe. Robin, that is going to be happening this week. I'm going to be jumping into Dreadhalls on the Oculus Quest. So, yeah, that'll be the scary game that you've been requesting. So, excellent stuff.
I'm expecting a new or a couple of PSVR games, especially, but there's three things I'm 100% expecting from this State of Play, and that's 3 dates. Iron Man VR, Sniper Elite VR, and Gollum. I expect to get dates. I will be very disappointed if we ain't going to get those dates, but I'm also going to be able to watch Last of Us Part 2 stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for Last of Us Part 2. That was a bit of a life-changing game for me. I absolutely loved that game.
Well, the thing that really I can't wait to see is Neil Druckmann said that The Last of Us was about love, which it was. But this one, Last of Us Part 2, is all about hate. So and obviously from that first reveal, where he does, "What you going to do, kiddo? I'm going to kill every last one of them."
Yeah.
He's just like, I cannot wait.
All right, cool.
I want to kill some people in a horrible, disgusting way.
Farty says, I must have missed some of this chat. He's put, if you poop in VR, you poop for real. Can anyone backtrack on that? Have I missed any build-up to that conversation in the chat?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I would guess that would probably be true. Because you are still you, whether you are in real life or in VR. So...
Well, you're saying, right, if you sat down, like I'm playing seated, yeah, and I walk over to the toilet, and I go in VR, and sit there, doing the business, are you saying that's actually happening?
No, that's well, theoretically it could be.
But what game's got a toilet in it, man?
Do you know what a good game? Do you know there is Apex Construct has got flushable toilets. It's got hand dryers and taps. So, I mean, whenever I play a VR game, I check the cupboards, I check all that stuff, and it's got a hand dryer. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. That is. Does it dry your hands though?
Yeah. I guess they're already sort of dry.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
Yeah.
a weird
But
conversation.
yeah. It's a very strange conversation.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised that the chat didn't suddenly get filled with certain emojis.
So anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking Gollum won't still get a date. I bloody hope it does.
I
But-
hope it does, but I'm betting it doesn't.
I don't think it will. I mean, but
Yeah.
Iron Man VR should do for
Or
sure.
summer. Yeah, well, the Iron Man VR was still slated. Was it the before the end of the year? Still a 2019 release.
Both Sniper Elite and Iron Man was slated for the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's why I think we'll get dates on them. And Gollum is meant to be coming because Perp Games are publishing it now.
Yeah.
Yay for Perp Games. Awesome.
Yeah, so
awesome
maybe-
publisher.
Maybe you're right then. No, maybe it is going to happen.
It's finally happening, but we would hope. I would have thought that Iron Man should come out before Christmas, and I
Right.
would also thought that a PSVR Iron Man bundle of some shape or form would be there for Christmas.
I don't think it will because obviously we got the announcement of a new Mega Pack bundle coming
Yes,
in autumn.
that was in the notes, man. Good on you. Yeah,
Okay.
well done. Thank you.
Yeah, obviously the 5 games we get currently in the Mega
Oh,
Pack
yeah,
is is PlayStation VR Worlds, Astrobot, Skyrim, Wipeout Omega Collection, and Doom VFR. They're taking out the Wipeout Omega Collection, they're taking out Doom VFR, and they're being replaced with Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Everybody's Golf VR. The one that kind of got me there was Wipeout Omega Collection. I was just like, that's insane. Why would you take out one of the best racing games? But it was actually pointed out to me, well, Wipeout Omega Collection was given for free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
And to be honest, most people that are buying PlayStation VR headsets, the majority, I would say, have already got a PlayStation 4. So the likelihood is they'd have already downloaded Wipeout Omega Collection just as a standard download, because I do that.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not going to play the game, I'll add it to my library just in case I change my mind and
Yeah.
The
decide I
only
don't want to play it.
here is that mega bundle doesn't come with Move controllers, does it?
Or a
No.
price. They haven't said
No,
a
it's-
price yet, I don't think. Have they?
Yeah, it'll be 300.
It's
Do you
got
reckon? See, I think 250. After what they've done
No,
with the last bundle, I think
No,
250.
the current mega bundle is 299.99 is the RRP. I think it's gone down to 279.99, and I know it's gone down less than that. Like,
Okay.
what was it? What was it? The PlayStation thing when you were going on about game had they added Resident Evil 7 and Blood and Truth into their mega pack for £250.
Yeah.
That was an insane deal. You know, you got 2 of the best games plus another 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's still a great bundle, and as I say, I think people can buy that headset in confidence because I still think you're going to get a minimum of 2 years out of it. There's no way they're going to launch PSVR 2 within. I don't think it's going to come within
it's not,
a year of PS5 coming out.
No, I don't think so either. I think that the PS5 is the thing that will accelerate PSVR uptake because as a headset, that display still looks good.
Yeah.
The only thing that the system lacks is the power that's closer to a PC to drive that.
Yeah. So a little bit of randomness, not that I've got any video to go with it, is that if anyone is a fan of Bjork, you can buy a full virtual reality version of Volnicura album, which is 7 VR videos by different directors, and you can follow Bjork's path through heartbreak and recovery in the Icelandic landscape. Artist James Merry said it was beautiful seeing someone in tears, watching someone having tears coming out the bottom of their VR headset while experiencing this. And it's available on Steam right now for $24.99.
Yeah, I was tempted because I do like Bjork's creative video stuff. many years ago, I used to buy the DVD editions or the video CD editions of her albums
Yeah.
just to watch what the videos were, because some of the videos were just absolutely amazing. But I'm a bit like, because I know that one of them is just the 360, and I don't know about the others. So if they're more full-on VR experiences, as in 6 Degrees of Freedom VR experiences, then I'd be more sold on it. But just because I do like what Bjork does there creatively generally, but at that price, it's not a thing for many, and I think that's a bit of a sticking point, especially since we've seen a lot of other music videos and stuff like that and VR experiences that have gone along with music videos that have come out free.
Yeah, I think fans will jump at this, but what would have been nice is if they would put out maybe a sample track. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe even, I don't know, a fade in and out of possibly 25 seconds of each song, just to give people an idea of what it's going to be about. Because you know, it's different. It's all very new and different.
It is very much her sort of thing to do something that is new and different, and
Mhm.
to push boundaries and technical boundaries of what is done, along with music and stuff like that. But yeah, I just think it's a little bit too steep to expect many people to go for it, and that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah,
To be honest, I've been very disappointed with a lot of the video VR content because I don't think they've actually utilized VR to its best. I mean, the one experience I always tell people to go on is set up a Japanese PlayStation Network account. There is a video. It's 5, maybe 10 minutes long. It's Monotagari. It's literally a vampire thing, but it utilizes VR in such a unique and interesting way as a video medium that you're just literally involved, but looking around, and the way it plays with space and shapes and all kinds of things. I mean, I was looking at that and I was like, oh wow, if this is what they can do, because I think this came out within like 6 months of PlayStation VR coming out. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, if they're going to do this after 6 months, imagine what they're going to do, along the line. And no one has followed up on that. That, in my opinion, is still one of the best videos that you can watch to show what VR can do, because literally it's just an overload for your senses. It really is, in terms of visuals and audio. It uses 360-degree audio so well. So, like I say, if people want to check it out, it's on the Japanese store. I think it's called Takari. It's really weird the way it starts off. It's like a little it's vampires. It's a little Japanese girl who's like 12 years old, and she's a vampire, and she starts talking to you, and then you have all this really weird and rather violent stuff happening around you. But it's honestly, if you haven't,
No,
if you haven't seen it, watch it, man.
yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely.
It's screwed.
Carl Robinson said he didn't know Hagrid played PSVR.
Oh, the other one that says music VR experience is the Joshua Bell VR experience, which is free. You can get it off of PlayStation now. And that, as a video, is a 6 Degrees of Freedom. It's not a straight up 360 video.
Yeah.
It's a 6 Degrees of Freedom video that has you there with a world-class violinist, a pianist, in a very, very famous sound studio in London. I can't remember which sound studio it is, but you're literally there, standing by the side of the piano with a world-class violinist playing for you, and you can move around and see that. And you can't do that in real life. There's not people that get to do that in real life. So that to me was pretty damn special. But I do have to agree with you that there's not really much out there in terms of the video narrative stuff.
I liked Smokers Incorporated. I thought they done quite a good one. But in general, yeah, it ain't too bad. Some of UG 360 isn't bad. Robin, I actually really like using the Oculus Quest for VR 360 videos. I think they're really good and of good quality. Sprucey Curly Fry says slurp, no worries. What else we got? Farty says, is the 7th degree where God lives?
Or is it where the devil lives?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, so what was the last thing? Sorry, South, did you want to say something else, mate? Sorry.
I was going to say also something like The Great Sea, or The Story of Sea, or whatever that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, as a narrative VR experience and stuff like that is also another good one. We got also Chainsmokers on PSVR. They've got music video out there, which is interactive as well, where if you face one way, it'll take you off a certain branch. If you face another way, it'll do a different branch. If you the reverse way, it will actually do a different soundtrack.
Yeah, see, I haven't actually experimented with it. Like that I did, but not others too much. So I didn't want to comment. That if that's what they're like, I think they're brilliant. And wasn't there one on the PC that we're basically using a car, and it was like a game recently? You don't play the game; you're just in a convertible going down a road in virtual reality, and they basically released their album that way.
Yeah, I haven't tried it, but I do recall it's got very much Outrun type style colours and graphics to it.
Yeah. And before we sign out, there was one more thing I wanted to share. There is a game that is called the Untitled Goose Game. It's on Nintendo Switch. It's also, I think you can get it on Epic Store at the moment for £11 something. It says it's coming to Steam. All reports of this game so far have been nothing but amazing. It's not a virtual reality game, but it just looks really, really good fun. You're just like an annoying goose, I guess, and walking around causing havoc. And it just sounds so straightforward and simple and stuff, but it looks great. It looks really funny. So yeah, check that out. I don't know if I can. Oh, there you go. Look, I can play some music with it.
Yeah.
Goose there.
Oh, you got. I can't see it at the moment because I changed something off there. Robin was just saying as well about the whole thing of Netflix or Prime in VR headset as well, which I think, Oculus using that, if you don't have a TV like me, I've only got little screens, having that big screen can mean so much sometimes. So it's kind of neat. And of course, I did buy something this week for myself, which I hadn't watched previously, which was Endgame, because the 3D films in VR headsets always do look a little bit better, I think, than they did on the cinema screen or on a straight-up TV stream. And unfortunately, it's one of the bits that's actually missing from the streaming services, I think. But to know your opinion on that, I mean, we can also then rip that into big screen and share that experience at different points, can't we?
Yeah, without a doubt, man. I've only seen a VR video on the PSVR or a 3D film. I haven't really used big screen too much. So,
yeah, I've only used it a little bit, but you can actually do that. So you could have your friends in there with you in big screen and watch your 3D films in a virtual cinema in big screen as well, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, man, definitely. Right then, guys, I am gonna. Yeah, there's certain things you can't write, unfortunately, Fartist, in this chat, man. We've got a lot of people looking out, and yeah, so you've got to be careful what you write. But thank you to everyone who joined today. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your donations. It's absolutely crazy that you want to donate to this channel. As I said earlier, thanks to the patrons. Anyone who wants to check out the Discord, please jump in there. It is pretty cool, and you will meet other players, and you can arrange games and get to know each other. So yeah, thank you, Nat, 7 Degrees Gaming. I will add his channel to the description so you can check him out. He's there doing what he does. He isn't live on YouTube currently. He is live on Twitch, but he reposts everything on YouTube at the moment, I believe.
Yep.
And then we've got Sal from Sal's Catch Up VR. Thank you, dude. Also, his link will be in the description. Please remember to check out these guys and subscribe to them. And yeah, thank you ever so much. I hope you had a great week. This is kind of like trying our way to finish out the week and have a look back on VR and stuff. And yeah, thank you. It's a real pleasure, and it's a real honour having you all here for this. I know it goes on for quite a while, but it just feels so natural to keep talking. It's just about VR. So yeah, cheers guys. Thank you ever so much, and I'll no doubt we'll all see you in the week. Take care of yourselves.
Bye bye.
Where is the button? That awkward moment when you think that'd have been a good time to sign out, but you've ruined it by pressing the wrong button.
Have you pressed the button?